Hey guys, this is Manafest on the I'm a Fighter podcast. This is episode number 4.
It's too late, it's my fate, I can't turn around. There's no fear in the mirror to hold me down.
What's up guys? Welcome back. So stoked to be here in the studio with y'all. I've been hanging out this morning, just doing some writing, working on the new record. I want to thank all you guys that have been supporting on the pledge campaign for the new record, The Moment. It has been so awesome just hearing all your comments and be able to give you guys some of the exclusive access behind the scenes footage when you pledge at any amount. I think it's from $10 and up, gives you access to a whole bunch of behind the scenes footage. I've been working hard with Trevor from TFK and Joel and Adam Messenger, who's done a lot of other stuff, working with him on some songs and some other special guests that I'm not allowed to announce just yet, but someone I haven't worked with before, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm just chilling here, rocking some David's tea, some little Earl Grey cream flavor for you Earl Grey tea lovers. It's got a hint of kind of this vanilla cream. I don't know what it is, man. I never got into coffee. Just, I like the smell of coffee, but as far as the taste of it, I just can't get into it. So I just started to get into tea a few years ago and just kind of like the hot drinks. So anyways, I want to jump right into this episode, man. Failing forward. The idea of not letting your mistakes or what you think that are failures to knock you down, but to propel you forward, because sometimes when we fail, we think like, that's it. Like, that's just like, oh, it's such a bad thing. But why not look at it as a learning experience? Why not look at it and say, okay, what can I fix? What can I, make better for next time when I go at this? And I was inspired to call the podcast this out of a book called Failing Forward by John Maxwell that really inspired me. And I came to realize that, failing is just part of the process. Failing is a part of life. We do make mistakes. Things do go wrong. They don't always work out the way we want them the first time. But when you get your mind prepared in the sense of things are going to go wrong, and that's okay. I might not always hit it each time, but you know what? The thing that never does change is learning. And that's what I've really realized in life, that I am always learning. There's always something more to learn. Even if I do get to the top at something or I do get number one, there's always more to learn. There's always more to gain. I heard the other day someone said, and this is a little different, but he was just like, if you buy this amazing, great car and you've got the best car, there's always someone who's got a nicer car. There's always something better. There's always more to be achieved. But I just think it's so important to enjoy the journey and what we can learn from it so that we can grow and apply it next time. And in his book, Failing Forward by John Maxwell, there's a story he shared in there about Kellogg's cornflakes and the way that they found those and developed the product. And what happened was somebody had boiled wheat and they had left the boiled wheat on a tray overnight. And I guess it got all crispy and hard and whatnot. And someone came in and was like, I shouldn't have left it there. And they probably got in trouble. And then someone must have realized, hey, they must have picked one up and ate it. And they're like, oh, that's pretty good, man. Hey, maybe we can turn this into a product and it can become this famous cereal that's worldwide. I mean, who hasn't tried Kellogg's cornflakes? So that's a perfect example of, how you can learn from something, and something that, might have looked like a failure could actually be turned into a success. And sometimes we don't always look at our mistakes that way, but, as long as you're changing and you're taking things and applying it next time, you can grow and you can learn from it, and it can be a great thing. There's another story in the book that he shares that I really, really dug, was about Ivory Soap. And again, you're in the laboratory creating stuff and they got their recipes for making this soap, and somebody had put too much whipping air into the recipe, and all of a sudden you got all these floating bars of soap. And people were just like, oh man, what'd you do? Oh, you screwed up. And then somebody comes along and is just like, hey, we can market that, floating soap, we can market that and make millions of dollars and have this really successful soap brand or whatever. And I just get so stoked on that. It's just sometimes the accidents, sometimes the mistakes can be turned around for good and something great. I love what it says in Genesis 50:20. What the devil meant for our bad, God can use it for our good. Or what that person meant for evil, God can turn around and make it for our good. And I just want to encourage you, wherever you're at in your spot and you're like, man, I feel like I'm failing, I'm making mistakes, it's not working. You know what, man? You're in that spot, but don't stay there, and always look at the positive side of things. How can you spin this for your good and make this work? Like, if I've slept in on a flight, or I missed a flight, or a flight was canceled or something, I could sit there and be like, it's a failure, or maybe I'm going to miss a show, or I'm going to miss an appointment. And I can sit there at the chair and at the airport and get all bummed out, or I can take the time right there to write a great song, or I can, write a great blog post, or I can call someone, encourage someone, or I can take that time and that energy to do something great and helpful and useful, as opposed to just looking at it as a complete and total failure. I looked up the word failing in the dictionary because I thought it was kind of cool and because I wanted to know exactly what it says. And on dictionary.com it says, failing is to fall short of success or achievement in something expected, attempted, or desired. And sometimes there's things we want to achieve. Sometimes there's things that we expect to turn a certain way, or there's a certain desire we want to happen, and it doesn't always occur. We attempt something and we step out there and it didn't work the way we wanted. But how many times have you ever tried something and it didn't work out the way you wanted? It actually worked out better, or you're in the middle of a situation and you're bummed out and it didn't work out, but then somehow it's like, it actually ended up working out good anyway. So why did I even worry? Why was I even stressing and freaking out about that? And that's even another thing to take, is that when you're going through it, stay calm, stay at peace. Don't let it steal your peace. Don't let it steal your joy and hold you back from stepping out and going harder the next time, trying harder, putting even more effort, and fail forward. Don't fall backwards, fail forward. And I just think that's just such an awesome, metaphor, even with football players. When they're getting tackled and the guy's getting pulled, he definitely wants to fall forward so he can get that extra yard space as opposed to falling backwards. That's actually an awesome metaphor. And so when you're falling, look for the encouraging part of it. Look for a way that you can grab something great from this thing. I want to share a story about open mics and freestyle competitions. My first freestyle battle that I went to was in New York. And I was supposed to just hang out, man. And I was supposed to go with my friends because it was actually a b-boy jam. It was a breakdancing battle. And my DJ was also battling some other DJs. And I was just going to tag along. I was just going to chill out. But all of a sudden they got me, signing up for this battle. And I'm all stressed out and freaked out and don't want to do it, and sweaty palms, the whole thing. And I ended up going up there and I ended up getting second place. And I was stoked. I didn't get first place. I got second. And I wasn't even bummed out. To be honest, when I realized I got second, I was like, man, I was realizing what I could have done so I could have beat this guy. And I was thinking to myself, like, this isn't a failure, but this is it's a learning experience, and I learned from it, and I would have never known unless I stepped out and tried. And the idea of, yes, I failed, but you better believe that was an experience that I took for future things, Sure, the guy dissed me or I lost, I didn't win, but I didn't take that as a failure. I took that as a learning experience. I took that man, I stepped out and it helped me for the next time I got out there. And honestly, I don't even believe, or I don't encourage battling at all. Standing, in front of another guy and dissing him through rhymes and music. That's completely what I'm not about. But, I was younger then and I wasn't, didn't have my thoughts and my purpose and everything all together then. But was it a learning experience? Can I take that and apply that to life? Man, you bet I can. And so I hope that encouraged you guys today, wherever you're at, man, to fail forward. I heard it say to fail as fast as you can. So to step out there, make mistakes, get your hands dirty so that you know what works and what doesn't. Because then you can change it, then you can fix it, you can make steps towards making it better and improving. I'll write as many songs as I can to get better at it so I can, know what works and what doesn't. When I would skateboard and learning a new trick, I would move my feet and do different things to try and land this trick, to fail as fast as I can, to figure out what works. How can I land this? So wherever you're at, whatever it is that you're doing, maybe you just went through something and you felt down, you felt discouraged. No, man, step back, analyze it, see how you can fix it, get up and go again, and fail forward. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. The response has been just amazing. Like, I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. You know, if you can leave a comment, leave a review, that would help us out so much in getting this ranked up higher so more people can hear the message. And I am so excited about this new record. If you haven't pledged yet, go to pledgemusic.com. Actually, just go to manafest.net and you can find the link to the website there. I want to play for you guys a song, one of my favorites. It's No Plan B, but it's featuring my buddy Coy from Crossfaith. Hope you guys dig it. Have a great week. Peace.
I drop in with my